Hello everyone! Welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Young and Restless preview. Get ready, because Nikki's birthday bash will be one Genoa City never forgets. If there's one thing we know, it's that parties on soaps mean drama. So, as the Young and the Restless builds toward the big celebration for Nikki's birthday, we're wondering if it'll be a night to remember or one that some attendees want desperately to forget. But that's not all that'll be going on next. Last week, Diane was shocked to learn that Tracy and Ashley would be home soon, but Jack assured her they'd love what she did with the mansion. Don't be so sure, Jack. Coming up, Diane looks to Tracy for her thoughts on her interior design work as she finally sees the new mansion. Tracy looks around and Diane asks, "So, what do you think?" Tracy tells her, "You have left me speechless." But when Tracy does find words, will they be ones of praise or ridicule? Kyle and Audra have been playing a game of cat and mouse, each trying to entrap the other and come out on top in the world of cosmetics. However, in doing so, they are causing those closest to them to question their actions. Coming up, Kyle says to Audra, "Forgive me for throwing cold water on your big idea, but I've got to call it like I see it." In response, Audra says incredulously, "You honestly can't see how this would benefit you too?" As part of her big plan to woo Victor over to her and Kyle as a couple, Claire offered to help her grandfather plan a party for Nikki, which she admitted she had talked to her mom and grandmother about. Victor was on board and even teased his wife about the plans for her big day. Next week, Victoria tells a party planner she really wants tonight to just be so special for her mother. The man assures her this party will go down as one of Genoa City's most legendary ever. We can't help but wonder if the mysterious Alexander Dumas will finally make an appearance at the event. Read the Young and Restless spoilers to find out who Ashley has surprising news to share with, not to mention who Lily hopes might finally give her the answers she seeks. If there's one thing Genoa City knows how to do, it's throw a party. And when that party's for none other than Nikki. Newman, you'd best believe it won't be a quiet evening of wine, cake, and polite toasts. No, this is Nikki Newman, the woman whose weathered addiction, trauma, heartbreak, betrayal, affairs, and even Victor Newman's whims and wiles deserves nothing less than an event so grand, so dramatic, and so jaw-droppingly scandalous that it'll go down in Young and Restless history. And from what our insiders are teasing, and trust us, they're doing more than just whispering, Nikki's birthday bash will be an epic turning point. For the Newmans, for the Abbotts, for the Dumas mystery, and yes, even for the party crashers. So grab your champagne and buckle your seatbelt. Here's everything we know, and everything we suspect, about the celebration that will leave Genoa City in shambles. Setting the stage. Glamour with a side of guilt. The party, which is being held at the Newman Ranch, is a full-on production. Think opulent floral arrangements, candlelight glow, a string quartet, and a guest list curated so precisely it might as well be a seating chart to a royal summit. But amid the glittering grandeur, there's tension simmering just below the surface. Because while Nikki's trying to mark another year of life and love and maintain her poise as the Newman matriarch, she's harboring secrets, big ones. Secrets about Victor. Secrets about her health. And most of all, secrets about what she knows about Cole Howard and the identity bombshells that Aristotle Dumas has begun to detonate around town. Nikki might be smiling for the cameras, but those closest to her are beginning to sense something's amiss, and when that truth explodes, the fallout may be nuclear. The guest list. Who's coming, who's crashing, and who's staying home. Invitations were sent out with gold-embossed lettering, but not everyone RSVP'd yes with joy in their hearts. Let's break down the players. Victor Newman. Naturally, he's got a front row seat to his wife's celebration, and he's watching her like a hawk. Rumor has it he's starting to suspect Nikki's hiding something, and that she might know more about Cole and Dumas than she's letting on. Victoria and Nick. Both children will be in attendance, with Nick arriving solo, because Sally is wisely keeping her distance. Victoria's presence, though, is more about damage control than celebration. She's laser-focused on keeping Cole from unraveling their family's carefully curated image. Cole Howard. Speaking of Cole, he will be there. But he won't be there for cake. Word is, Cole is planning to confront Nikki about a letter he found, one that could change everything he believes about his place in the Newman family. Aristotle Dumas, a wild card if there ever was one. If he shows up, expect fireworks. If he doesn't, expect even bigger ones. There's reason to believe he's already been whispering in the ears of Genoa City elite, and Nikki may be one of them. Phyllis Summers. She wasn't invited, but has that ever stopped her? Sources say she'll arrive fashionably late and uninvited, armed with a juicy tidbit that'll leave jaws on the floor. And we hear it has something to do with a surveillance photo from 20 years ago. Sharon, Abby, and Audra. Each has their own reason for attending. Sharon is keeping close tabs on the emotional dynamics in the room. Abby's trying to stay out of the drama. Good luck with that. And Audra? She's there to make sure she's not the next domino to fall in the Dumas plan. Enter the X's, when past lovers collide. One of the most buzzed-about subplots of the evening involves the convergence of Nikki's past and present, namely her, very complicated web of former flames and the children born of them. Cole Howard, still reeling from the possibility that his biological roots may have been fabricated, plans to confront Nikki about long-held suspicions. But what he doesn't know, at least not yet, is that there may be one more player in the parental drama. A tipster tells us that Nikki has been holding on to a secret medical file, and it might contain a DNA match that even she didn't see coming. Add to that the possibility that Dumas isn't just a player in the Newman family drama, but a direct relative, and you've got a powder keg just waiting to blow. The bombshell toast. Every young and restless fan knows the party. Climax doesn't come with the cake, it comes with the toast. And this year, that toast won't be one of sentiment, but of suspicion. Insiders say Nikki's toast will start off light and nostalgic, but she quickly pivots into vague yet chilling territory, throwing shade at those who think they know the truth, and praising the importance of owning up before it's too late. Let's just say the looks exchanged between Cole, Victoria, and Victor in that moment, they're worth rewinding for. The twist no one saw coming. But wait, it wouldn't be Young and Restless without a last-act twist, and this one's going to shake the chandeliers. A woman arrives just as Nikki prepares to cut the cake. She's older, stylish, and wearing a necklace that looks suspiciously like the one Nikki buried in a time capsule years ago. She approaches Nikki, whispers one word, and Nikki drops the knife. Literally. Who is she? Theories range from a presumed dead sibling to a woman connected to Catherine Chancellor's mysterious final will. But one thing's for sure. She knows something about Nikki's past that could upend everything she's built, and everything Victor thinks he knows about his wife. Cliffhanger. With consequences, the party will end with a literal storm. Power outages, cell phone jams, and a mysterious text sent from Nikki's phone after she's gone missing. Was she kidnapped? Did she run? Or did she simply go to confront someone we never expected? The final image of the episode will be Victor staring at the words, "You were right. I should have told you sooner." Looking ahead, the fallout of a birthday gone wrong. After this episode, fans can expect at least 2 weeks of fallout, including Victor launching a personal investigation into who sent the text and whether Nikki sent it at all, Cole seeking out a second DNA test behind Victoria's back, Sharon and Nick reconnecting over their shared concern for Nikki, Phyllis getting an unexpected invitation from someone in Dumas' camp, and most shocking of all, a flashback sequence that reveals the real reason Nikki stayed silent all these years. Final thoughts. A birthday bash. Worthy of a queen. Young and the Restless has always had a flair for combining glamour with gut-wrenching emotional drama. And Nikki's birthday bash might just be one of the best examples of that to date. It's a celebration, yes, but it's also a reckoning, and in true Genoa City fashion, the biggest gift won't be wrapped in ribbons. It'll be wrapped in truth, betrayal, legacy, and maybe even blood. So mark your calendars, stock up on tissues, and maybe light a candle. Because after this party, nothing will ever be the same. Should be marked with fireworks, flair, and just a dash of scandal. It's Nikki Newman. This year, the beloved Newman matriarch is getting a birthday bash that is being billed as more than just a milestone event. It's the spark that sets off a series of emotional explosions that will ripple across every corner of town. From surprise guests to whispered secrets, hidden agendas to full-blown confrontations, this isn't just a party. It's the Young and the Restless at its soapiest, most riveting best. With Nikki in the spotlight and practically every major player in Genoa City in attendance, one thing is clear. This night will change everything. Glamour, glitz, and guilt. Nikki has always loved her parties elegant, tasteful, and with just enough old-school glamour to make even Catherine Chancellor raise a glass from the great beyond. This one is no exception. Taking place on the expansive grounds of the Newman Ranch, the celebration boasts sweeping canopies, chandeliers strung through century-old oaks, gourmet catering from society, and even a string quartet flown in from Chicago. But as is often the case in Genoa City, the sparkle masks the storm. Victor Newman is worried. He's been watching Nikki more closely lately, concerned about both her health and her emotional well-being. She's been distant, distracted. And while Nikki is trying her best to keep the festivities light, she's clearly harboring something deep. That something could have everything to do with Aristotle Dumas. Or it could go back decades. Either way, when secrets swirl and emotions spike, champagne won't be the only thing popping. A guest list to die. For virtually everyone with a pulse and a storyline will be at Nikki's bash. But not everyone has RSVP'd with love in their heart. Victoria. Newman is helping organize the event, but her motives are murky. She's desperate to maintain the Newman image, especially with whispers about Cole Howard's real past growing louder. Nick Newman, on the other hand, is here in earnest. He's concerned about his mother and also worried that the complicated women in his orbit, Sharon, Sally, Phyllis, might use the occasion for a bit of chaos. Adam arrives solo, his presence unwelcome but unignorable. He seems to be watching Victor and Nikki like a hawk. Does he know something the rest don't? Cole Howard does attend, reluctantly, and with him, he brings a truth he's not sure how to confront Nikki with. He's been investigating his origins, and there's a paper trail that leads back to the Newman Ranch itself, and then there's Aristotle Dumas. Will he crash the party? Will he send a messenger instead? Rumor has it he's orchestrating something big for the night of the bash. Something involving a woman with connections to Nikki's past that even Victor never knew about. Enter the wild cards. There are a few names whose attendance might shock. Viewers Phyllis Summers, who wasn't invited but shows up anyway, armed with receipts, literally. A USB drive she claims will blow open a decades-old Newman cover-up. Audra Charles, still playing multiple sides, allegedly shows up to support Noah, but seems far more interested in eavesdropping on Victor's conversations. Sharon, elegant and composed, delivers a toast that has viewers speculating she may have been more involved in Nikki's recent mysterious dealings than anyone realized. And a final guest? A mysterious woman named Margot, whose arrival sends Nikki into a tailspin. Who is she? Rumors fly. Some say she's Nikki's half-sister. Others think she's Dumas' mother. But when Nikki sees her, the color drains from her face, and the Party turns on its head. The toast heard. Round the ranch at the height of the evening, Nikki takes the stage to thank her family and friends. Her voice trembles as she raises her glass. What starts as a celebration quickly turns into a confession. I've lived a life of privilege, pain, and persistence, but tonight I can't help but feel like the past is no longer behind us. It's right here, and it's about to speak. Yes, guests fall silent. Victoria grips her champagne flute like a weapon. Cole looks like he's about to faint. Victor stands, ready to end whatever Nikki is about to reveal, but before Nikki can continue, the lights flicker and go out. A power outage, or a perfectly timed interruption. As backup generators kick in, murmurs rise, phones buzz, someone gasps. Phyllis, standing in the corner, opens her laptop. On screen is a security video, grainy, time-stamped from the 1990s. In it, a younger Nikki is seen arguing with someone off-screen. The video ends abruptly, but the questions begin. Who was she arguing with? Why was that tape hidden? And how did Phyllis get it? Nikki's eyes fill with tears and Victor ushers her away. But it's too late. The crowd has seen the clip. The truth, or some version of it, is out. The fallout in the days following the party, Genoa City is buzzing. Nikki disappears for 24 hours. When she returns, she says nothing about where she went or who she saw. Victor hires a team to scrub any remaining footage and silence. Potential leaks. Cole confronts Victoria. What if everything we believed about my past was a lie? Phyllis receives a package with no return address. Inside, a birth certificate and a single photograph of Nikki holding a baby. Meanwhile, Margot is seen at the cemetery, standing over Catherine, Chancellor's grave, whispering something about unfinished business. What comes next? Nikki's birthday party wasn't just a celebration. It was an inflection point. The truth is starting to unravel, and with it, the ties that bind the Newmans, the Howards, and the Dumas dynasty may finally snap. Expect shocking alliances, betrayals from the unlikeliest places, and a secret so devastating that it will either bring the Newmans closer together or tear them apart forever, and at the heart of it all, Nikki. The woman who once danced at the bayou, now standing on the edge of a family implosion she may have unknowingly caused. Because in Genoa City, birthdays aren't just for candles and cake. They're for confessions, confrontations, and the kind of drama only the young and the restless can deliver. So here's to Nikki, and to the party that will echo through Genoa City for years to come.